Honourable member for Davenport.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I will be sharing my time with the member from Beauport-Limoilou. Mr. Speaker, I rise today to speak to Bill C-4, the Making Life More Affordable for Canadians Act. For over a decade, I have had the enormous privilege and honour of representing the amazing people of my constituency of Davenport. It is a riding in the heart of downtown West Toronto, and it's home to 120,000 residents. It is a community that I love deeply. It is vibrant, it is diverse, it is hardworking. It is home to Canada's largest Portuguese community. It is also home to artists and entrepreneurs, to newcomers and families whose roots stretch back generations. And it is from their kitchen tables, their small businesses, their community centres that I draw both my purpose and my perspective. Mr. Speaker, we are living through what our Prime Minister has rightly called a rupture. Not merely a transition, but a sharp change in a short period of time. The global order that has shaped our prosperity for decades is shifting beneath our feet. Trade relationships are being rewritten, alliances are being tested, and our citizens are feeling the pressure. As the Prime Minister said in a pre-budget address, if we don't act now, the pressures will only grow. Bill C-4 is one of the many ways that our government is acting. It is how we are responding to this moment, not with half measures, but with meaningful relief that puts money back in the pockets of Canadians who need it most. Mr. Speaker, I want to be direct about the reality Canadians are facing. According to Abacus data polling from just last week, 64% of Canadians now name the cost of living as their #1 concern, which is the highest level recorded this year in 2025. And 2/3 of Canadians worry about affording the basics in the next 6 months. As the Abacus CEO put it, cost of living continues to be the dominant lens through which Canadians evaluate politics and policy. We hear them, Mr. Speaker, and we are responding, not just via Bill C-4, but through the plan and the numerous measures that are found in Budget 2025. Let me tell you what these national numbers look like in the constituency of my riding of Davenport. The median household income is $85,000, close to the Toronto average, but 41% of our renter households spend more than 30% of their income on shelter. That is the definition of housing stress. More than 10% of our residents, or the residents in my riding, live in low income. Nearly half of my constituents rent their home, many in buildings constructed more than 60 years ago. Davenport is also profoundly shaped by immigration. 43% of my constituents were born outside of Canada. Another 30% are second-generation Canadians. They came here, as my family did, believing in the promise that hard work would lead to better life. That promise must continue to mean something. Bill C-4 delivers on that promise through the 3 concrete measures. First, we are cutting taxes for the middle class. The lowest federal income tax bracket will drop from 15% to 14%, 14.5% for 2025, and then 14% permanently. This will benefit nearly 22 million Canadians. For a 2-income family, that means up to $840 more in their pockets every single year. In my riding of Davenport, where 77% of our population is of working age, this is direct relief for the people who power our economy. Second, we are making home ownership possible again. The first-time home buyers GST rebate will eliminate GST on new homes priced up to $1 million, and it will provide partial relief on homes that are priced up to $1.5 million. For a young couple in Davenport dreaming of their first home, this means savings of up to $50,000. In a city where housing has become a barrier to building a life, we are opening a door. Third, we are lowering everyday costs. By permanently removing the consumer carbon price, we are reducing what Canadians pay at the pump and to heat their homes. For the seniors in Davenport living on fixed incomes, for the small business owners watching every dollar, this is real, immediate relief that already started earlier this year, April 1st. and will continue to provide savings ongoing. Mr. Speaker, I want to speak to why these measures matter beyond the immediate dollars and cents, why strengthening our middle class is in fact a matter of national security. Just over a week ago, I had the privilege of attending the Halifax International Security Forum alongside defense ministers, parliamentarians, security experts, and others from around the world. The theme this year was dialogue, decency, and democracy. And the message that echoed through every session was clear. Democracy has everything to do with international security. We heard that the foundations of democracy are showing cracks. We heard that democracies cannot meet external threats unless they are working internally. And we heard a truth that has been understood since Aristotle wrote his seminal book, I, Politics, more than 2,000 years ago. A strong middle class is the bedrock to stable democracy. This is not abstract political theory. The OECD has documented that thriving middle classes are the backbone of democratic societies and strong economies. Through their consumption, their investment in education and housing, their support for quality public services, their intolerance of corruption, and their trust in democratic institutions, the middle class provides the very foundations of inclusive growth. Aristotle himself observed that democracies are safer and more permanent when they have an abundant or numerous middle class with a greater share in government. When there is no middle class, he warned, trouble arises and the state soon comes to an end. Mr. Speaker, Canada has always understood this. We have always invested in our middle class, not as a luxury, but as a necessity. We have always ensured that those working hard to get ahead are given more than just hope. They are given opportunity. They are given a fair chance. Bill C-4 continues that proud tradition. And let me be clear, these three measures alone will not solve every challenge. Budget 2025 contains a comprehensive suite of investments in housing, in skills, in innovation, in defense that together move us forward. Bill C-3 is a critical piece of that plan. Direct, immediate relief that reaches Canadians where they need it most. It is how we ensure that Canadians have the resources to participate fully in our democracy and in our economy. Mr. Speaker, I am acutely aware that what we say in this chamber is recorded for history. Students will one day study this period, this moment of rupture and response, and they will ask whether we rose to meet the challenges of our time. And I believe Bill C-4 is one of the many parts of how we answer yes. In my community, I think of Adelina, someone who lives on my street, and she's a senior on fixed income. She lives in Little Portugal, and she's going to be seeing lower heating costs this winter. I think of Carlos and Anna, second-generation Canadians saving for their first home, who will now be able to afford the down payment they never thought possible. I think of the small business owner in Dundas West who will keep more of what she earns to invest in her shop and her employees. I think of the young family in Junction Triangle, newcomers who chose Canada because they believe in its promise and who deserve a government that delivers on that promise. Mr. Speaker, I will be supporting Bill C-4, and I encourage all members of this House to do the same. In my constituency of Davenport, we say, juntos somos más fort. Together, we are stronger. Let us be stronger together. Obrigada. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.